And we saw a lot of launches as well. In fact, this morning itself, we saw 2 new launches from the stable of Maruti, 2 new SUVs coming in, Jimny being one of them as well. And Tata Motors too showcased the Sierra as well as Harrier EV concepts. They also showed the Curvy SUV coupe in near production. In near production avatars. Basically, if you just take a look at the footage that we have from the Expo, beautiful pictures out there from the Harrier EV coming in, the other SUV as well as the Curvy. In fact, let's cut across to our colleague Parikshit Luthra, who exclusively spoke to Shailesh Chandra, who's the MD at Tata Motors.
All the products that we have shown here are not just concepts, they are all intended to be launched in the next 2 to 3 year time frame. Avinya, let me start with the one which is the farthest in terms of launch. We are targeting Avinya to come in, say, end of 2025. Harrier is also, you saw, it has been now shown as an EV, with quite differentiated exterior looks also. This we intend to bring in 2024. We have the Sierra. Sierra also comes in 2025. So these are the 3 products that we had showcased, and these are the timelines.
Right. You have said also that Tata Motors will play in different segments, not just in the affordable sub 10 lakh range. So these will be cars which will cater now to the higher end of customers. Is this going to be the next focus for Tata Motors?
We are absolutely following where the market trend is also shifting. And we have seen that within 10 years. 10 years back, the cars were at a median price level of 3.5 to 4 lakh. And then by 2015-16, it became like 5.5, 6 lakh. Today, the median price is 9.5 lakh. And it is shifting, towards the right in terms of the price, as far as prices are concerned. So we are just following the trend. There is asked for more and more SUVs, and that is what you see in the portfolio. It is mostly the SUVs that we have launched. And therefore, if it is true for ICE, it is true for EVs. That people are more excited about SUV concept. They are looking for bigger cars because there are a lot of customers who are upgrading their current cars. So therefore, we are absolutely going in sync with where the growth and sweet spot of the market is going to be.
Right.
That's the approach.
Right. I'd just like to ask you about the Curve Coupe. This is the ICE version that has been unveiled. Last year, you showcased the electric prototype. Give us a sense of the strategy behind this vehicle. When could it hit the markets? Is this a production-ready vehicle?
This is absolutely a production-ready vehicle. In April 2022, we had showcased the EV version. And that was the first Generation 2 EV version that we had displayed. Now, what is Generation 2 EV? Generation 1 EVs, which is the Nexon, Tiago, Tigor, were just replacing the current powertrain. Whatever space was available, we were packing the batteries and the electric powertrain. In Gen 2 vehicle, we are significantly modifying the current architectures to make it more electric ready, in the sense that it can take higher range from 400 km to 550 kilometers, and comes with very sophisticated features that you see in global cars, EV cars and all. So that is the Generation 2. The Generation 2 does therefore both EV as well as ICE, as the Generation 1 cars did. The Gen 3 car will only do EV, which is Avinya. So that's the concept part.
Right.
We will first bring Curve in EV, and in say a quarter or 2, we'll come with the ICE version of that.
Okay, so when can we expect the Curve EV?
It should be in 2024. Hopefully both should come in the year 2024.
Right. CNG, that's a segment that Tata Motors has now started aggressively pursuing. You had the Punch CNG prototype. I won't call it a prototype, it was a production-ready vehicle which has been showcased here. Is this going to hit the market now in the next couple of months?
Yeah, see, one thing I would like to draw the attention, CNG has always been a car with great value proposition in terms of the economics. And that's the reason you see that CNG has been growing at a very fast pace as the network of CNG stations are also increasing. But CNG has always been a very compromised car in terms of performance, features, boot space. Our approach has to take away all these compromises. There should be no car offered to a customer which is always compromised. And therefore Punch and Altra is an expansion of our portfolio from what earlier we had a Tiago and Tigor. And this is going to take away the compromise of boot space. And this is an innovation done by our engineering team. And I would request you to go and see that innovation. We intend to bring it in this year itself.
Right. Also, give us a sense of the growth that you have seen in this fiscal so far, and how do you expect to close FY23?
So this fiscal has been very strong, and I would say that it's been very interesting fiscal, and even calendar year also. If you see the last calendar year, the first half of first quarter of this financial year was supply constrained, and then you started seeing the easing of supplies. Industry started supplying 1 million vehicles to the market, and therefore a lot of pent-up demand which was there has got released. This financial year, just like the calendar year 22, is going to hit about 3.8 million units as compared to last financial year, which was at 3.1. It's a massive growth, 25% coming because of the secular growth that in any case PV industry was seeing, but also because of say 3 lakh to 4 lakh of pent-up which was in the system, which has got released. So far what we see, the trend in the market, that bookings are sustaining at certain levels. Of course it is more for certain popular cars, and for rest of the cars, the regular cars, the supply is more than demand. So given the significant growth that we are going to see this year, in this financial year, the base is going to be big, and therefore next year I would expect that it will be just a single digit growth as compared to say 25% growth that we are going to see this financial year.
Okay, so that's the Tata Motors head talking about bookings in fact sustaining, but they will probably see single-digit growth going into FY24 simply because of the high base that they've seen in FY23, with around a 25% growth is what they are estimating at this point in time. GM Breweries also on your screen. It's a profit growth year-on-year basis. Margins too have seen a marginal improvement. We'll take a short break, but up next we'll connect with Sandeep Jain, who's the ED of Monte Carlo Fashion